Hello world and welcome to another episode of Critical Hit, Foul Mouth Podcast where we talk about everything. I'm your host, Red King, and with me always is Crimson and Corona Warden.
Back after the bye week.
Yeah?
Hello! Hello! Yeah, the work schedules and all that. You know, the fun stuff.
I'm dying.
Yeah, well, that too. That's just me every time I'm on camera. It's fine.
Well, since the moment you're born. Tonight, we're dropping our hottest of takes in the next installment of Hot Takes.
It is the Taco Bell Diablo takes. Taco Bell sponsor us.
That shit ain't that hot.
Homie, if we got sponsored by Taco Bell, I'd lose my shit.
Alright, nothing is as hot as after the one chip challenge.
Yep.
Fair, which illegally will run it back.
Yes, of course. Advertise breaking the law before you break it. Are you guys ready?
I know he is, yes, let's go.
We are Critical Hit, and Krit-Takes starts now!
Yes.
Just a soft.
It's a soft penis! There you go! Damn it!
Let's set you both up.
You know...
Did you say it with a Wario after that? Damn it!
But before we begin, let's continue Seltzer Summer.
I mean, let's begin for this year.
For you. So here we go.
Oh, happy dad is back. Death Row?
Wasn't this the worst?
Death Row Records?
So, yeah, this was the worst one that we had.
So why did you bring this back?
Because it's Death Row, dude.
Dude, it's Death Row Records. What? They went with they okay.
It's a really weird collab.
Really, because first of all, seltzers in general, and second of all, happy dad.
And also it's grape. Don't know if that's racist or not. I'm just gonna be honest.
Not for me.
No, I bet for Death Row Records.
Homie, if they had grape and watermelon in there, I would have been like,
damn! It's messed up. But it's all great. Oops, all great.
all right.
And it was the worst reviewed seltzer that we had last year.
It was like a 3.
It was bad, but maybe this is the redemption arc.
Well, the thing is, though, I will say seltzers have been turning around a little bit.
I don't know why I just ripped the top.
Why did you rip the handle?
Especially considering I'm gonna have to put the handle of this in. This is gonna be so wrong.
Just throw it carelessly into the back of our set. That's bullshit.
Okay, so we're gonna do the awkward pass across the room.
Oh, yo, actually, that was good. I was about to be like, throw it to me.
Yeah.
Throw it.
Throw it. So
Throw it.
This is Happy Dad Seltzer, Death Row
Why does it
Records.
have 20 milligrams of potassium in it?
Because you need that
That's potato as fuck.
Bro.
Potassium's not in potatoes. You get it from bananas.
What the fuck? Did you say potassium because it sounds like potato? Fucking what the fuck? You spent your whole life
I thought really.
Oh my god!
You came from potato.
No.
I thought it was bananas and potatoes.
Oh my god!
Oh no.
Potato.
Potato. That's terrible.
That all stays in.
That's really bad.
I can't. I have just discovered something. I will never forget it.
That totally fucked up my whole. Because I brought the Frost Buddy out again.
We know.
That totally took the whole shit. We're not the sales.
Oh my god!
I thought it was both of them.
Oh, I'm tearing up, dude. I'm tearing up. That's not good.
Ah.
Oh.
Yeah, not only does it have no artificial sweeteners, it has no sweeteners.
It also has no potatoes.
Correct.
Good to hear. I wouldn't be drinking if it was potato water. Does this have
Well, that's just
coconut water?
vodka.
Yeah. What?
Does that have coconut water?
I thought you said I don't know what's wrong with me today.
Bro, what?
No, it's carbonated water, alcohol.
But also,
flavor,
third
sugar.
time you brought
Why are you on a kick?
No, I'm not.
You want that special K?
Let's just get it. Let's get it.
I can talk to someone we both know.
Oh no! Cheers, bros. Let's go.
with that crack.
Actually, it
Cheers.
smells alright.
Yeah, cheers. Across the room.
Across the room. We can't reach. Yeah, it tastes like Tylenol and water.
Ooh. it's a little Robitussin.
Robitussin.
I just drank from the Robitussin.
Hey girl, let me get some of that Robitussin.
It's very medicinal. It's sterile like a doctor's office.
They took.
I feel like I'm licking the tray, the Dr. Jules tray. I feel like I'm licking that.
So, what are we rating this? So Death Row does nothing for this.
This is worse than the fruit punch.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
gonna now.
Oh, did you do it?
What?
Did you go into the archives?
No.
You
I was
fucker.
gonna look up how many artists are signed to Death Row and just see
okay.
if that improves the cachet of it.
Maybe it brings shame to the entire lineup, the whole roster.
Because here's the thing, right? We opened with White Claw last year, right? And White Claw Blackberry established a fine median of 5. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible.
I think it ended up turning out to be the best one that we did.
No, there was definitely better. We had
I think
Topo Chico.
yeah, Topo Chico.
The vodka seltzer that I can't remember the name
fucking
of.
High Noons.
Yes,
The High Noons.
although that's cheating.
So Death Row Records was founded in 1991, good year, by D.O.C., Dr. Dre, Suge Knight, Dick Griffey, and Harry O.
I don't know who Harry O is.
They became
Watch, everyone's gonna be like, this motherfucker perpetrating a fraud.
this is not selling it to you guys at all, is it?
No, it's really not, because the thing is that I still feel like I'm just cracking open some fucking Purell and just drinking it.
So
Grape scented Purell.
Yeah.
this feels like token white guy in a rap group.
Oh my gosh. This is M. This is M. I'm kidding. I will never do. No. I'm not. I will never spread that type of disrespect.
No, this is Miguel.
This is Michael.
No, it's Miguel from Spain, from España.
But that's not white though.
Yes, it is. That's Europe, baby.
Nah,
they just got cooked a little bit. Huh?
That is Mediterranean white.
Fair.
that was weird. That was a
I don't
weird
even
one.
know how to deal with that. I don't know. Maybe
Along
we don't
with
leave
the
that.
Italians and the Greeks and the Macedonians.
I'm gonna rate it.
3.
So 3.
2. It's worse than the fruit punch, man.
The only thing, okay. Wait, let me make a little argument for this. I feel like 2 is too low. 2 is damn near unbearable, and this is
damn near unbearable.
This is incredibly inoffensive. Also being
You
incredibly-
talked about licking the doctor's tool tray.
depends on the doctor whether or not that's offensive.
Podiatrist. After they've worked on your foot.
Oh gosh,
That's wild.
it could be one of the hot ones from the movies.
How hot the doctor is doesn't affect how fucking cool their tray is.
You're correct, but
As someone that had
Could
an
be worth
ingrown
it.
toenail fucking taken out recently.
hey, when I was little, bro, my shit got fucked up. It's a 3. So
It's a 2. This fucking sucks. It's not even strong enough of an alcohol to fucking make it worth drinking.
It's true because it is
5% fucking ABV.
It is.
If it was 8, maybe I could fucking quaff it down like I'm a fucking starving stork.
Damn.
I mean,
that type of aggression makes me have to shift it to a 2. It's a 2 that I'm gonna have another one of during this podcast. But
I gotta tell you, this is making me quite the unhappy dad.
I hate you. I hate you.
You're going to life row for that joke.
The thing that we need though is that you got to know the lore in order to get that joke.
Right? But you want to know, I completely glossed over this, but I've got the fucking Frost Buddy logo out.
Look at that.
Because I just need that validation from at Frost Buddy.
Yeah, at Frost Buddy. Like, what's up at Frost Buddy?
That'd be sweet. It'd be better than fucking Taco Bell getting signed. You get those fucking Frost Buddies.
Dude, both.
Why only one?
Yeah, why not both? You must dream bigger, brother.
Brisk Frost Buddy should make a Frost Buddy big enough to fit a Brisk bottle.
Totally. I think the XL does.
It does?
Also,
Okay.
Propel.
I'm a
Well,
propel
that's
my
Gatorade. So Coca-Cola.
What is this? What was this?
Basketball?
That just says basketball, doesn't it?
Also, I was gonna do it. I didn't.
That would have been so bad.
That would have been so good.
Watsy?
I step all over him. Stop.
What else we got? Like, these guys are shills.
Yeah. We're broke shills. Ain't nobody even wants to fuck with us. But yeah, I'm gonna say it's 2 or 3. I'm gonna put it at a 3.
You know what? That was a compelling enough argument that I'm gonna go with 2.
Yeah.
I you know what? I'm gonna go with 2. You said what you needed to say.
I'm gonna go with 3.
The fruit punch at least tasted like Hawaiian punch.
It's like they took sugar out of it for this one. I don't know why it's like.
Yeah. Because the thing is, you also got to remember, grape is famously very hit or miss. Grape and soda is not much in anything
No,
else.
Fanta grape is terrible.
You've insulted this man's pride.
That's wild.
I'm going to tell you an absolutely true story here. So there was a bottle of grape Fanta my father and I got one time. It was a 2-liter. Wasn't expired, nothing. He poured himself a glass of it because he just wanted some grape soda. Took a drink. I was like, this is fucking terrible. I was like, it can't be that bad. It's Fanta grape. It's usually pretty good. I pour myself a glass. You want to talk about Robitussie?
Oh my God.
How though?
I think they made the fucking grape syrup for that batch from fucking cold medicine. It was bad.
Well, what if it was just a bad batch? Could it just be a bad batch?
I've never
Star
drunk
Wars bad
fucking Fanta grape since, and I will not.
All right, fair enough.
Damn.
It tasted like I was washing my mouth out with grape asshole.
You want to know what? That is a very strong opinion and the perfect segue into dropping some hot takes.
The spiciest.
Cool, I'm going first.
Oh.
Drinks shouldn't be hot. Fuck coffee, fuck hot chocolate, fuck hot tea.
Whoa.
Dude!
Whoa.
Why are you?
Wow. That fucking.
That was. Wow!
Listen.
Yo!
That take was about as hot as your drink should be. Okay. The only thing is, though, there might be a little bit of fucking room for that. There might be some room for that. You might. Okay, here's the thing. I genuinely think coffee is better iced.
Cold drink.
Cold drink. I damn near tea might be better cold, homie. The only time I drink hot tea is when I'm sick.
Right, and here's the thing, right?
Which is about half the year.
You don't have to drink that hot. You can put honey and lemon and stuff in a cold tea. Because if your throat is fucking scratchy, you don't necessarily want to pour hot liquid down that, right?
Yeah, cooling is kind of a thing. A little
You put some fucking mint in there, you numb it down.
Ooh, opens up the sinuses too. Ooh, ooh. Hold up, though. Damn. And really, hot cocoa is like overly specific chocolate milk. It's chocolate milk when it's winter time, and you don't have
That's
another.
a weird way to describe.
He's not wrong.
Why? How long?
Wait! Like,
How long have you put that one together? How long did it take for that to come to fruition?
Technically, that's how I've always felt. I've just never shared that opinion.
which is wild.
That's wild.
We've been talking to you on this podcast for almost 3 years.
I've
Yeah.
known you for a very long time.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen me with a hot beverage?
He's right.
That's hurting my brain.
He's right. Hot apple cider.
Nope.
A hot toddy.
What the hell's a hot toddy?
It's a
That's
warm
like-
whiskey drink.
Okay,
Whiskey
first of
is
all,
better on the rocks. You can mix other stuff with it, but a cold glass of whiskey,
Yes, sir. We are American here. We have our alcohol cold.
I almost drank that fucking seltzer.
You can't.
Another one.
You don't have to be that mean to it.
or you can pass it on because that's kind of the Chrono Classic.
You're more than welcome to it.
I was about to throw it.
you developed a weird randomness that
I don't know why. I don't know.
Fucking take out
Listen,
a light
you're gonna have to deal with this. My empties are going there.
the
So
remaining
fuck
fucking liquid as you hit the light goes into the socket. Wall catches on fire. Hot takes.
it. So I kind of agree with that take. Because think of the percentage of cold drinks to hot drinks.
I drink hot coffee
Yo,
every morning.
I was just thinking about something. Did you ever see that fucking Wendy's training video that's like hot drinks and they have that song?
No.
It's like hot drinks really get you going. It was very weird. It was
First
sexual.
of all, don't ever
It was
fucking
vaguely sexual.
don't ever sing Wendy's training music to me ever again.
I wonder if I'm
That
gonna
feels
get,
like a 90s as fuck training video.
it was 90s. Yo, training videos in the 90s were kind of wild.
So
bro.
were commercials.
Oh my gosh. The Little Caesars.
the little
training
video.
video.
Oh my!
That's wild.
Maybe we did.
That's a piece. Let's
That might be something we need to talk about. on
some
the-
training video. Fucking,
yeah.
why were they trying to sing to us? Why do they always want to sing?
Because you actually remember songs better than spoken word.
You know what's funny though is that my first listen to a song, I almost get none of the lyrics. I'm gonna be honest. My first listen, it was always just like,
But you get the beat.
yeah, you're right. Correct. All right. I agree with that. I agree with your hot take.
That's a very divisive thing to say.
I don't know if this is necessarily a hot take, but I was thinking about ramping up a little bit. This might be a bit of a lukewarm take.
I mean, he went full salvo and blasted the whole world.
No, this might be a hot take. There's no such thing as a good horror movie.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay.
So my argument for this is that there is a lot of suspension of just everything a normal human being would do that makes you susceptible to horror stuff.
Okay.
Okay. So I have a couple of questions about this.
Okay.
Are we talking, like, what are you broadly qualifying as a horror movie?
So
Because, like, are we putting suspense and thriller, stuff like that in there as well?
I say no to that just
Okay.
because suspense and thriller is actually, to me, weirdly enough, one of my favorite genres
Fair.
of
I would
media
agree.
in general.
Because I think the next question I would have is
Are you sacrificing this?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Are you counting supernatural horror in this, or is it just like Jaws, where you don't have a movie if you don't go in the water?
I'm. So this is what I'm saying.
Damn.
Take that sentiment, apply it to every horror movie. Because I genuinely believe in most situations, unless the writer goes out of their way to make sure that you just can't escape anything, it's usually you move into a haunted house and choose to stay there. There's a book that you shouldn't open, you opened it. Fucking, you know what I mean? Some prophecy that you shouldn't fulfill, you fulfilled it. An artifact that you shouldn't have taken from this place, you took it out of there. And it's like
Some big fucking cocksucker with a unwieldy weapon, and you decide to fall on the ground and not get up right away.
like immediately.
First of all,
So-
I want to say this as a personal best. I haven't really honestly fallen
Bro,
in like years.
I wish I could say that.
Like I will trip and it gets a little sketchy, but I do not. I could be in the dark and trip on children's toys and still stay vertical.
You're correct. I've seen this. I've seen this live.
I've almost fallen off of like scaffold and crazy shit where you trip and then I've edited myself out of falls.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot imagine when the chips are down, fucking falling,
Bro,
my guy.
Not
So-
locked in.
Here's the thing, though, right? The funny part there is that different people have different internal equilibriums. Some people are naturally more susceptible to falls. That should actually be your least contentious point with horror movies.
So this is what I'm saying, though.
I know it's tropey at this point that it's always they fall.
But boy, I'm gonna get up though. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, that is true.
It's gonna be one of them things where you just hit the ground in motion and you just keep going. I would face plant,
Fucking
drag
dog
my face
crawl
across-
out of there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
I
bro.
fucking Rod Rice from Attack on Titan. I'd run my whole face out.
yeah.
I'm going. You're not gonna stop me. I'm going.
I'm getting the fuck out of there.
So, do you apply that to all horror media, though, or just movies?
Just movies. So
Okay.
I actually genuinely believe there are fantastic horror games and or novels. Not movies. Because movies, it's such a horror requires a kind of weird bit of slow burn mixed with like incredibly punchy payoff
Mm-hmm.
for it to work well, in my opinion.
Because like with horror games, you are actively trying to overcome it with
you
limited
put in it.
resource.
Yep, you get
so
put in it.
you have that it's feasible survival, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, like Resident Evil. I played Resident Evil 2, and
Oh yeah, uh-huh.
you get 6 bullets in that game,
Dude,
basically.
crazy. Yeah.
And the motherfuckers take 12 shots to go down.
Yeah.
It gets tense.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's like horror games, you get put in it, so you don't do that backseat, because this is what I do when I watch horror movies. I backseat every time. This is dumb mother. You know,
It's true. Walk into a room, you hear some horrible creature, it like loudly like gurgle breathing in the corner, and you're
Eating someone.
Oh yeah. Like
and then you walk
bones,
over, you
bro.
go, hello?
Hello, yeah.
Are you okay?
Oh my gosh. And then books, because it's theater of the mind.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes, when your mind takes over, it creates much more horrifying imagery.
So you
than
prefer an active horror experience. Okay.
And I think that's the only way it's good. That's genuinely my belief.
Yeah. I mean, I can agree with that. I don't know about the fucking hot drinks.
You're
But
wrong, but
I can agree.
You said you're
Wait. Let me. So here's something that I had a different thought, and of course this is rapid fire, so we'll go over a lot of shit. But this one took the forefront of my mind.
okay.
There is nothing at all that should be celebrated or even remembered about high school.
ooh,
I drove by a prom at the event venue that is literally so close to my house I could throw rocks at it.
Uh-huh.
yeah. You
and
mean the
I-
one that's happening tonight?
Bingo.
And your boy almost ran over 3 kids. They were obviously teenagers, which I don't think that makes it any better to talk about almost running them over. I don't know
No.
why I tried to justify it by saying
It's
teenagers.
like-
Teenagers are
that
assholes.
that was a
Teenagers are little assholes.
you're like, tangibly, your life hasn't even started yet. You have potentially a very wonderful future ahead of you. Nope. Don't.
but you know what I mean? And
Oh,
like,
better back up.
and they
Fucked up.
were all wearing very expensive dresses,
Get a little mud on 'em.
tuxedos. Oh,
But
I have silicone based like freaking.
This is what I'm saying, though. This is what I'm saying.
Sports have zero. I mean, you might get scouted, but here's the truth about
College is more important.
here's the truth about athletics is it means basically nothing.
You only get the scholarship if you're playing, though.
I mean, true.
Do sports in high school are more important than prom?
But ultimately speaking, the ones who get into the big leagues, it's college only.
Well, yes.
And it's almost most of the guys who play in the NFL, they do have scholarships, but they got them in college.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to apply for the scholarship. That's the thing.
Change the whole thing. Change the whole thing.
Yeah.
High school shouldn't even be considered.
Prom is nothing. Every title that you get in high school, like fucking valedictorians, fucking student body presidents.
Because really, what do it mean?
It means fucking fuck all.
No one's looking at that shit.
Colleges do.
And
yeah. That's
I have another hot take about academia, but I'll leave that.
Go. It's related. Continue.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's upgrade.
So
upgrade.
I agree with the high school one. Just before we continue,
Unless you're going to school for something that you cannot learn through common sense, academia is useless. Going to school for the arts. If you're not if you can't fucking draw some.
That's not the only thing that's involved in arts, though.
I understand theories and compositions.
Nope, not even talking about that. Film directory, dance. So you're going to tell me Juilliard is useless?
So
that's going to school for something.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but
art.
Look at how many people. Like, remember the people who did the what was that indie Street Fighter project? You remember that on YouTube?
Yep.
Those people they might have went to a school, but they didn't graduate for anything. They just did it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You could tangibly just learn it yourself. You know what I mean? If I really needed to get a certain shot from a camera, I could put it on a dolly and just roll it if I needed.
Yeah, and like the truth is the best creatives, they have instinct. It's not built through academia. It may be arguably refined, but it is not built in academia. You cannot build a fucking what's homie's name? Fucking Scorsese in academia.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
And then obviously, like, the law is something that you should spend a lot of years learning because it's very difficult. But unless you're going for that, or like being like
a doctor,
like yeah,
and
like,
even
learning engineering is something, because I can put together trusses on a roof. I do not know why they work.
yeah, fair. That's fair.
You know what I mean? And if you're somebody who's going to make some very large building that's going to occupy, I mean, really, the person who figured out trusses,
if you haven't already,
they should be teaching everybody.
True.
But like,
very true.
Just those practical things. I think ultimately, beyond that, academia is useless. And even worse, gassing these kids up in high school is such a fucking mistake.
Yeah, because I feel like that does
it does nothing.
It's
for
either
you.
it
turns you into it halts your fucking development, doesn't it?
It does. It ruins you for life. I believe
a lot of kids roll credits at fucking prom, and that's fucking it.
It's like, I know how to be a cool footballer and footballer, that's more soccer technically. Football player. It's kind of American football. But so how about this one? I'm going to stay on sports a little bit. This might not necessarily, it depends if you're talking to a sports fan. I don't believe that professional athletes should be paid as much as they get paid.
No, I agree.
Not even close. That's the thing. I'm talking about fractions. And so here's the thing. I believe that American football players, I'm just going to say it in case we get anybody else. Any other difference?
We've got an international
You know what I mean? American football players. That's what I'm saying. For our international audience, American football players, boxers, any fight sport really, just because of the intense risk that happens up here, I think you should get paid a little bit more. And a basketball player? These basketball players out here owning private jets. I'm like, homie, you run across a very short court and throw a ball. You know what I mean?
I could sense the heat on that take.
Bro, this is what
It's a hot take that I agree with.
This is it, like, and the thing is, bro, like a golf. You know what I mean?
I don't think golf should exist.
Yeah, golf really shouldn't.
You want to know what? Because like, think about
sacrifice in golf.
Golf is a good walk spoiled.
Wait. Details. What do you mean by that?
No, like legitimately.
So that's actually a quote. I don't remember who from, but literally there was someone who said golf is a good walk spoiled.
Yeah, because it's such a
it
takes up so much room and a very beautiful, like, golf courses are really well maintained. It'd be a great place to just fucking chill if there wasn't some old dickhead hitting a fucking ball.
But that's the other thing, right? Golf courses are also exceptional wastes of land. You could have a fucking orchard there or something that's actually producing something.
Yeah, you're right.
So you could just have green space. We love green space.
Here's going to be my addendum. I think sports venues are all a waste of space. These massive stadiums that you have to have.
You're correct about
millions of square feet of fucking parking.
It changes the entirety of the traffic.
Right.
Flow for like miles.
Yo, Chris, dangerous. That's the other thing too. A team wins a Super Bowl, their city is dangerous that night.
And somehow it's more dangerous than the team that lost.
Yeah, it was. The motherfuckers who are mad ain't even the ones hurting people.
They just get sad and go home.
Fucking look at Oklahoma City Thunder just won.
Ooh,
and it was
yeah, you're right.
You got people going in the fucking river, like,
dude, that's what I'm saying. I think that this is like we went the wrong direction, man.
So like it almost turns it into a whole big thing. The hot take: sports ain't it.
Sports ain't it. You are 100% correct about that. Sports ain't it.
I love sports. I love watching.
Don't get me wrong. Me too. Me too.
I don't.
So it's fucked up.
Sports got ruined too, and
yeah,
like not for nothing, but every
talked about this too.
Yeah,
athletes these days, man. Athletes,
and like the fact that every single time the Chiefs play, and Travis Kelce, even in plays that he's not on the field, they show him, and then they show T Swift.
Dude, it's like this whole weird corporate package. It's strange.
Yeah, it's gross. It's gross.
Another addendum to that hot take. Modern day athletes all suck. All suck. I don't think there is one genuinely good one, because there's another part to this that bravado has gotten insane. Insane. Right? I watched a couple videos of one-on-ones, when it just street ball, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you take the modern day young kid mentality, the modern day YN,
wow. Wow.
If you take that mentality and you put it with hyper competitive sports, it always turns into this. Just they sit there and like talk shit the whole time, and it's like, dude, I didn't sit here to watch this video of you just talking shit. I want to see you play well. You're supposed to be the top athlete in your field, and you're just sitting there running your jaw the whole time.
Well, I'm gonna
get a little bit of it every once in a while.
I'm gonna counter it. So bravado's important in all things combative.
Yes.
But if the whole thing is just shit talking and nothing happens,
okay, fair.
Like if I go to a fucking boxing match and it turns into a word duel,
100%, dude. You get subpars out here, motherfucker. You're like,
it's all me all day, bro. Ain't nobody ever been punched by these big fists. I've never seen fists this big. Just like it's stupid.
Yeah, you get motherfuckers who make their whole career off of. A boxer will make his whole career off of fighting low-level journeymen, and he'll be sitting there dancing around in the fucking ring thinking he's hot shit. As soon as he goes up against somebody who's actually got talent, level.
So here's another one. I think fucking any fucking basketball game, football game, whatever, they get way too much fucking airtime. Why is an hour-long game? So here's the thing, right? Football is supposed to be 4 15-minute quarters. Why is this a 3-hour extravaganza?
Yeah.
I get you'll have overtime every once in a while, so maybe it runs hour 15, hour and a half. Sure. I can give you that.
At its top.
Why is it fucking 3 hours and why is it timeout? But no team called a fucking timeout. They just needed to play a fucking ad break.
Yeah, wow. I'm just saying.
I mean, it's atrocious. It is atrocious.
We're tearing down sports.
Yeah, and
it's first down. They're just getting the ball. Timeout.
Yeah,
it's the first fucking play of the game after the kickoff.
Dude, I hate that, dude. Especially when it's an anticipated game. I love me some football, you know what I mean? And when I can sit down and watch it. And there'll be some games that you're like, man, I'm ready for this. Kickoff, catch the ball, that's it.
Right.
Done. And especially if they don't run it back. That's the one thing I hate, bro. Gutsy.
Fair catches?
Yeah, fair catches are garbage. Get gutsy, boy. Get some yards. Stop being a punk. I hate that shit.
That
bro.
is.
I don't know if I saw 11 300-pound men running at me, I'd be like,
Yeah. I'm not even going because
fuck that. I'm going.
If I got hit once, I'd be dead. I don't know what these guys are made of, but it ain't flesh and bone.
I'm gonna slip right through. You gotta get out there, bro. Take risks.
Damn you.
Take risks.
No, I'll take a fair catch.
Okay.
That's because they're all gonna try and hit you as hard as they can.
Yeah, they're all gonna try to kill you.
To make you fumble.
Like I'm talking all this shit until my 5'8" ass gets fucking ran down
by 11 6 foot tall 300-pound plus guys.
I'm just saying,
and there's no fat in there. It's all muscle and bone.
I'm just saying 2 of them. I might be like, I don't know, one of them in the right light. I might be like,
if I got hit once by one, if I got hit by a third string.
Yeah.
My ass gone.
Yeah.
I'm fucking gone.
That's right. That's true.
Damn, that was wild.
Yo, this is
yeah.
it's spicy.
That was wild. Damn. Here we go. Hot take. I almost don't know if I should say it.
Listen, I'm ready for this. We need the spice.
I've built it as part of my personality for a number of years now.
Oh no. I'm taking a sip of the happy. Don't say that. Why? Erase it from existence. I don't know. There might be a number of things I said in this episode.
Like, oh wait,
Taking a sip of the happy Jack
like, oh wait, had
from
to
that
cut through,
Robitussie.
had to cut all of this content because Crimson was
like it's a completely regular episode. I'm just on mute.
I'm out here milking the happy dad.
I think there are too many rules in D20 systems.
How's that a hot take?
I'm not sure if it is, but it makes me sound really casual. And I really am not, I promise. But
so I do think there's a bit of people who are really into tabletop games. I think sometimes the more complex the system, the better they think it is. And I have this weird looming theory that Daggerheart might not become as popular as D&D or even potentially Pathfinder because it seems too simple.
there's gatekeeping.
There's gatekeeping.
Self-important.
Because the thing is, everybody, if you think about any fandom, there is that incredibly gatekeepy level of like fan.
Yeah.
But it just feels like tabletop is one of those things that like the gatekeepers are they're plentiful when it comes to tabletop.
Okay. I've got another one.
Okay.
And this is one that I've actually said I might have actually said it before on the cast, but I'm going to give it a little bit more extra light.
Okay.
And this is additionally on tabletop RPGs, is they actually shouldn't exist.
Okay.
Just because the people who play them are oftentimes really maladjusted. And, and that level of escapism is unhealthy.
Ooh, okay.
However, by that same logic, there should be no video games, there should be no books, there should be no form of fictional media that you can immerse yourself in.
There are fences. I think the fences are very important.
There are fences, and I like to sit firmly on them.
You are. You've got no integrity. You've got no backbone. What I mean is, you can't do anything and everything in a video game, right? There are some games that give you a certain amount of freedom. GTA, like you can shoot anyone, right?
Baldur's Gate.
But that's
if you can sleep with a bear,
that's extension of TTRPG. And I think
if it wasn't Baldur's Gate, they still would have made it.
And I don't think they would have.
You really think someone out there hasn't made something just called like bear fucking simulator? I promise you, the furry community is already there.
Hightail Halls, boy.
Why?
Because
No, explain yourself. Go ahead. No, I want to fucking know.
Your boy was a DJ at one point, man. When I was in my younger days, you ain't never seen that shit. So there's a Flash game, and it was a dating sim that was exclusively furry.
Wow.
And it was the highest production values you might ever see in a fucking Flash game. It was on Newgrounds.
I fucking knew it was
yes, it was on Newgrounds. And
which means it might still be there.
It probably a lot of the games are still as my eyes dart around the room.
There's an FBI van pulling up to this house now.
I gotta stop talking in this episode. Going places I shouldn't be.
And that's why the fences are important. I think that there are limits, barring certain degenerate.
Are you kink shaming?
Huh?
Are you kink shaming?
No, of course not.
That's a whole different level of picking the bear, though. That's the thing. We gotta not let that happen.
Anyways, because one of my favorite pastimes is listening to shout out Den of the Drake,
okay.
and D&D Doge, Crispy's Tavern. I like all those guys.
It's just hitting a run on this.
And they do Crit Crab. They do
Chill.
Chill.
I want them to mention my name. I am Red King.
You're almost without a tablet, King.
Yeah, I almost knocked that right off.
Witness me. And that's like fucking.
So, hit him with that. That was. I'm sorry, everybody who's listening. I'm sorry if you had headphones. I think I drank the fucking Happy Dads.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, what are we probably like maybe 25 minutes in this episode?
Probably not. But let me finish my damn points.
Yeah. Go for it.
You talk too slow. Let's go.
Fair. The amount of just being, because you say something and then it becomes part of the game. It has a little bit too much freedom for people who may not have the best fucking. I am going to king shame. I haven't personally been a part of it, luckily.
I've heard a lot.
But I've heard a lot of stories that, people get fucking crazy in these games because there's no limit.
Bro, friendships get ruined.
That's the truth.
You know what I mean? Wives are coveted sometimes.
Yeah.
That's a level that I couldn't imagine being at that table. And the thing
have
is,
somebody like talking crazy to like someone you love.
now, what about this? It gets worse. What if you're the third party? Imagine being the fucking third party. Imagine being the other person at the table watching it happen.
What if it gets spicy, bro?
Knowing the shit's going down and shit's getting weird. Like this motherfucker got a fucking Jabba the Hutt fucking type thing going on where he got her in the bikini and shit, and like you're just like, GM, I don't think this is okay. Yo,
X over the head.
Like never would I ever have thought I would use this.
But obviously being kind of obsessed to the point of crafting my personality over it. And I do love TTRPGs, but I think that intrinsically, as my hot take, it's insane that it's just a thing you can do.
Yeah, but if they weren't taking that parlance, we'll say, out through that medium, they would just be doing it in other mediums.
Well, writing fan fiction is cool, you know. But the thing about it is like only the fan fiction readers are going to see it. Like it's crazy to imagine being part of a game.
You realize that the entirety of Tumblr used to be just exposing shitty fan fiction, right?
I dig
like,
it.
there's an entire subset from 2006 to 2013 before fucking Yahoo acquired it.
But you don't get like, it's almost like you get vortexed into some shit you weren't ready for.
Yeah,
You know what
I think that would be the...
That's the internet.
No, that's talking to Crimson.
Whatever.
I'm just saying, you're like, this shouldn't exist. I'm like, then there should be no escapist media and the internet should not exist. We should be serfs in the field.
You know, by that standard, though, you know what shouldn't exist? RPG Maker.
Oh, why you gotta be like this? Bro, why does it always turn into this?
So no, wait.
You did this, by the way.
I'm shifting gears. I ain't gonna go that direction.
No, you're throwing it back.
So, I'm gonna throw it back to 2003 when I first discovered RPG Maker. This is what I'm saying. I think that things like RPG Maker, things like Game Maker, things like Fighter Maker, things like Mugen, things like, you know what I mean? I think these things shouldn't exist.
Okay, why?
So here's the reason why. It's almost akin to kind of like, this is going to sound fucked up. This is not an insult to anybody who puts time and resources and effort into creating things for these games, but it's almost akin to just the auto AI generated slop, it feels like. So if you go to any place where you can get RPG Maker games, most people just post them onto a website for free. Some people think that they're doing good enough to charge for it.
Oh, wow.
So here's my thing. I think that there's too much bloatware when it comes to things like RPG Maker, Game Maker, because it's too easy to do it. So, having dabbled a little bit in game development, I've used Unity a little bit. I use Unreal Engine 4 a little bit. And we have messed around with RPG Maker in the past.
What about Ren'Py?
Never have I used it. Is it good? I've heard of it.
I've never used it myself.
Okay. So
that's from like
still in use. It still exists.
Yeah.
People still use it.
That's from deep though.
So I watched an episode of a YouTube channel that I watch. I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
Oh, that sucks. Though.
Yeah, I would give a shout out. I trust me when I say sorry, listeners, but just go subscribe to the YouTube channel because I will flash it up on screen. I know you told me to stop spamming that, but here I am spamming that. But it was like create the same project in a bunch of different types of engines. You know which one I'm talking about then. And that's when I found out that Ren'Py was still a thing.
That's wild though.
So I think that if you give somebody tools that make something incredibly simple, and this is kind of the problem that we're running into with the whole generative AI thing, you give somebody the tools to make something too easily, you end up with this weird sea of just crap that you got to sit there and sift through in order to
like
find
how
something.
many people use only the runtime package assets and like RPG Maker especially gives you a very robust set of like initial materials.
Yep.
And they don't even use like if it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 entries for your default characters to play with, and they only use those ones. They don't change the art. Like it's
too easy.
I remember when it was RPG Maker XP.
Oh my god!
The main character or the first first entry character was Arceus.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So every character was Arceus.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right about that. And I think that's the problem. That right there is the issue. Is that if you make it too easy, before you know it, it's like a bunch of subpar. It's like it was like the Wii's old game lineup.
Is your issue more specifically with people don't take the time to learn how to use it properly?
So my issue is fundamentally it being too easy. So when I was using Unreal Engine 4 and I was using Unity, just the amount of time that I had to put into it to begin with made me automatically take it more seriously. Because if I'm going to put the time into learning any sort of level of coding, yes, C# is not as difficult as C++, whatever. But at the same time, you still have to learn these codes.
Yeah.
If I'm doing this, I'm not going to hop into it and then use stock asset this and, this lame version of whatever, like a pre-built tile set, none of that nonsense.
There's a lot of that happening in Unreal, though.
There is, and that's why I don't like it. So here's the thing. Ready for another parlay? I believe that Unreal Engine is the bane of current modern day game development. The bane of modern day game development. So
especially considering they use all the same texture sets. So like
Quixel mega scans, 8K resolution, fucking maps, and blah blah blah. Everybody uses that shit. And every game looks exactly the same. That's my problem with a lot of AAA titles these days. Is that it's like I play this game, it looks like that game, looks like that game. You didn't do anything to make it look slightly different,
right? You didn't spice it up.
Yeah, and that's so. If you look at it in kind of a weird way, Unreal Engine is currently RPG Maker. So my problem still kind of stands with that. If you have a marketplace where I can just download it and just throw it in there, I'm like, yeah, I don't like that.
Damn.
Yeah. I'm looking at you, Corpse Party. You're one of the most egregious examples of this because no Corpse Party media is actually good, but everybody was obsessed with that shit.
They use all original assets, though.
They used all original assets. They also were creeps.
Ass.
Yeah.
Fair. I'm trying to.
We've hit a couple things here. Sports hot takes we've done, gaming hot takes we've done, movie hot takes. What's another movie hot take? You got another movie hot take? Matter of fact, yeah. Anybody got another movie hot take?
Yes, I have one.
Okay.
So, I don't know if I talked about this in the last one, but I've definitely talked about this. So, there's definitely an issue of movies have become too fucking long.
Okay.
And I understand to a degree it's like, oh, we're going out on a date night. You're having to pay $70 to $100 for all this shit, unless you sneak your snacks in, which do, because why am I paying $13 for snow caps?
Yeah, true.
Dadgum.
Yep. Unless you get so many caps.
Movie concessions in general, which are at sports venues, I have problems with.
Yeah.
Concession stands are fucking ridiculous until you find that fucking little Italian couple that owns the Dippin' Dot stands that somehow serves pizza and hot dogs too.
Yeah.
They've got the fucking fryer that grandma is like, oh yes. Fucking 12 hot dogs in it. Fucking best hot dog you ever had. $1.49.
Yep. You know what? You're onto something here. I agree.
Fuck. Why is it that my fucking shitty Happy Dad Death Row Records is
Speaking of which,
$3 outside of the fucking thing? The can costs $17. It feels like after you get through security at the airport, right?
I knew that was going to happen.
You could have just fucking handed it.
No, he's got the weakest hands in the game.
dude, it was slippy. It was slippery.
Sure, blame it on slickness.
I'll blame it on Slippy the toad.
Here comes a big one.
I didn't trust it.
The amount of fear.
That's you when you don't call for the fair catch.
Fuck. I talked all that shit.
But I agree. I think I actually do agree with the fucking movie length thing.
But that's my thing, right? So here's the thing. Usually if you're going out to the movies, you're going to go get dinner as well, right? You're making a big spectacle of it.
True.
So average time you guys think you're at a restaurant. I know mine's about 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah,
just about.
You
Yeah.
sit down, you order, you eat, you have a little post-dinner conversation. Depending on the party, you can be there longer, right? More people, you're generally there longer. But if it's just you and your significant other, or you're doing a double date, what have you,
Yeah.
then do you want to go see a 3+ hour movie?
Yeah, because if you think about what's happening while you're watching that movie, you can't really be too loud unless it's like a comedy. But most comedies are not that long. So you got to go there and
Even
sit
now,
silent.
though, like comedy movies are getting to be over 2 hours long.
That is true, which you ain't gonna be funny that long. It's just
Absolutely
you ain't
not.
gonna be funny that long.
The ideal movie length to me is 80 to 90 minutes.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
take
I
an
think that's,
hour for dinner. We'll say you go to dinner at 6 o'clock. You're going to catch a 7:30 movie. That gives you the only way I think movie tickets are justified at spending $50 on each is if they give you dinner. And there are theaters that have that option. It's fucking cool to be able to order your dinner, say, bring it to my seat during my show. That is well worth that amount of money.
So
That'd be pretty sick.
I actually want to point out that actually we recently went to the movie theater. It was like a couple months ago, maybe, to watch a Minecraft movie, and I sort of had that experience. It was unintentional because I ordered food at the wrong theater, which happens a lot to me. I don't know why.
There's something seriously wrong.
There is. I was out
'Cause
$35, Chrono, because I ordered food at the wrong fucking theater.
He ordered it online at the wrong.
I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me, dude. Tickets and movies don't go well.
The
for
movie that we went to before that.
Yeah.
You ordered the tickets
I fucked it up so
for a different day.
it was a whole ass different day. I think it was like the next week too.
He's really weird. We went to a Primus show because we wanted to see Coheed and Cambria.
Yeah.
And he ordered
Oh my god.
tickets.
I remember that.
It was for the wrong.
$600.
I know
$600.
that you had to get refunded.
I didn't get refunded. They don't refund tickets. I had to try to sell them and they didn't sell.
Oh,
So there
you didn't
was
get like the extra insurance that lets them get refunded if you
I
fuck it
didn't
up?
probably didn't know it existed.
It's like 30 extra bucks saves you 600.
I didn't know that existed.
But to get back away, back away from that.
Yeah, listen, whatever. King of Science, whatever. My life is a fucking comedy. That's
More like a tragedy.
The
the thin fine line, right?
so I think the maximum length. What do you think a maximum length for a movie should be?
2 hours and 20 minutes.
That might be a lot.
This is what I'm saying. Hear me out.
Because what has a story that important?
Movies are not meant to be a long experience. They're not. This is what I'm saying. If you got 2+ hours worth of content, make a series. Especially modern day, a Netflix special, fucking Prime, Amazon Prime, Hulu,
So-
whatever.
Here's the interesting thing, though, right? I feel like if you're making a Netflix movie, I have less umbrage with that being around
'Cause
3
you're home.
hours. Yes.
Yeah, because you're home. Yeah, 100%.
You could piss whenever you want to. And pause a fucking.
pause. Yeah. You can do what everyone does when they're watching Netflix, and then you can resume right after.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Are you still there? Gawk.
You've been drinking that Robitussin.
I'm sure the room says too much. Here's what I'm saying. I have a little additional hot take to go with that. That books should not be adapted into movies.
Too much material.
Too much material. That's the thing.
I would agree.
Even your
Because it is
the shortest book.
it's all crunchy material.
Yeah.
It's not like because think about.
There are books absolutely with unnecessary fluff.
You think?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
You
You guys need to read more fucking books.
Well,
I probably do.
this is what I'm saying. It's an interesting argument because books are tough. That's a tough media, right? Because there's a lot of shit you kind of have to explain in a book. Shit that you wouldn't really think is that important in other media, you do have to explain in somewhat detail. If there's a guitar in the corner of the room, even though it might not seem like an important detail, you gotta say it because that's what
Not
you do to build the
necessarily.
world. I don't know. That's tough. It's tough for me.
It's really weird that you're trying to argue somebody who has read probably
3 books, and one of them is from Jordan Peterson. It's not like a fantasy or anything.
yeah. So you've read 3 books.
Yeah, to completion. Yes. In my lifetime, I'm 32. I don't read, homie. I read articles.
You read headlines.
Don't say that. Sometimes it depends. It depends on how much I want to be right.
Yeah, how much you want to get mad. Like if you only read the article, be like, huh?
So here's what I'm saying. Books, especially if it's a series of books, think Lord of the Rings, think Game of Thrones, even though Game of Thrones was never a movie, but
The fact that they wedged the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy
Into 3 movies? That makes sense. 3 books, 3 movies.
but each of those movies were 3 hours long.
Yeah, and the extended cuts are 4.5.
You see how
too much. It's too much in one city.
It was too content rich.
Yeah, it's too much. And that's the thing is that
And then they fucking, for some reason, needed a trilogy for the fucking Hobbit.
That was
that was just so the numbers were similar. That's it.
that movie series sucked.
The Hobbit?
Yep.
Did it suck?
It's mediocre.
They had it was all Three Stooges ass set pieces.
Right, but there's definitely worse movies. There's certainly better, don't get me wrong.
The fight when that homeboy went against the big troll guy. Was he a troll? No, he was a white skinned orc.
Yeah. You just didn't want to get to
Shut up. When he went toe to toe with him, fine scene.
Even his death was a little funky, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He drifted up underneath the ice.
It was like weird. It was really.
But that's the
wah,
thing,
wah.
It's an average movie.
That was so far below average. It wasn't even funny.
You don't even think like
That movie. You want me to rate the trilogy?
Yeah.
What do you consider an average movie? I want to get your benchmark for average.
Oh, that's a lot of pressure.
Interesting.
An average movie.
Men in Black. I don't fucking.
Men
know.
in Black 1, 2?
Don't you dare say 1. Men in Black 1 is a fucking masterpiece.
Okay. 3 was pretty good. We did the time traveling thing.
3. I think 3 would be average.
I think it might have been better than 1 because it had more lore.
That's insane to me. You are genuinely.
This is a very interesting discussion.
You
we're
are
having right now.
genuinely. That is an insane take to me. I don't think there is. I think probably less than 10% of human beings who watch those movies would agree with you.
The first one was scenes. It was gags. It was like Family Guy.
Why are you trying to be lore heavy on Men in Black?
Because they did it.
But why?
It was great.
It was silly. That's what that movie was supposed to be. It was silly.
No, absolutely not.
Men in Black was supposed to be a popcorn flick. There's
what am I trying to? Maybe not Men in Black. What would be an average movie to me? That's very interesting.
Oh shit. The Hurt Locker.
You consider The Hurt Locker an average movie?
You're weird.
I'm sorry. Yes.
That is fascinating.
So here's my thing about The Hurt Locker and why I think it's average is because I think that you had a phenomenal concept, but that's not enough. There was not enough in the.
The acting was great.
The
scenes when he was standing there in the supermarket.
Listen to me.
Holy fuck, dude!
You gotta listen to me. I think that the actors were phenomenal, but that alone does not make a great movie.
That absolutely helps.
So it helps, but
it was scenes.
Hey, you can't argue against and then for.
I said gags. I said gags.
You did also say gags.
Yeah, okay, fair.
That fucking shit was scenes. It was all scenes.
Don't take my oops.
He's gonna take all your oops.
It is occurring to me that I only have movies that stick in my mind that are fantastic. And
Pokemon the first movie.
That was shitty.
No. Shitty?
That was boogity bullshit.
I cried during that movie.
Yeah, because you were a child.
I might still do it now.
Absolutely not.
The Ash. Like, is that a spoiler at this point? Why am I holding back on that?
That movie's like 30 years old.
Aerith dies, Ash dies.
Yeah. You know what? Let's see how many death spoilers we can do. No, I would say that is average, right? Because this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it follows just it's subverting no tropes. So
very much does its job.
But
as a Pokemon
that's
movie.
weird to start to compare the Hobbit trilogy to Pokemon the first movie. That's a weird.
But I think no. Wait. No, there's more similarities than you think. So when we're trying to sit here, we're trying to say that an average movie is kind of like very much play by the numbers. Very much don't subvert any tropes, don't do anything special. That is literally the Hobbit trilogy of movies in a nutshell.
But you want to know what I think?
They brought back fucking Legolas just to do it.
Yeah, because he's not in the book.
His
dad is.
That is play by numbers as fuck, bro. That is play by numbers as fuck.
But you want to know what makes? Okay, let's do the ultimate hot take. It's worse than Pokemon in the first movie. Here's why.
Holy shit, dude. You're gonna make a lot of people mad at you. I might make people mad at me for the Hurt Locker take, actually.
in between really...
The coffee fuckers are going to be after me, so.
We're making people hate us.
Yeah.
Listen, if coffee's your entire personality, die.
I fucking watch a guy.
That was a good hard one. That was a good hard one.
Shout out JD Coffee. I watch a guy his whole thing is just making coffee in the morning and talking about video games.
He's not just doing coffee then.
Yeah, fair.
I mean the people that are like, I took these beans from a monkey's asshole and ground them up into a turkey's asshole and then filleted on it.
Fair.
But let me finish my point because that was insane. That had the problem of having too many gags. The scene or the entire stretch where those fuckers were just throwing plates and bullshit around Bilbo's house, that scene it felt like it was a quarter of the fucking movie.
Dude, it was a bit Polar Express-y.
That movie, Polar Express is an average movie.
Polar Express is an average movie. I would agree with you.
That might actually ring a little bit better than average to me, but I'm not going to argue.
That movie's below average.
Damn.
Fucking pardon?
Damn, bro.
Look at them soulless eyes.
That was just a symptom of the time.
Visuals didn't age well. I will say.
Actually, no. So I was reading a very interesting article about the uncanny valley effect. Because the thing is that when our species, Homo sapien, burst on the scene, there were 9 other hominid species that we hunted down and killed.
Wait.
Yeah.
What?
It wasn't just Neanderthal. There were plenty others.
There was really recently they discovered like this really huge headed.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would kill it too. I gotta stop.
It was either literally they were like, can we fuck it, Neanderthal, or it's dying, Neanderthal and all the others. So the uncanny valley effect is almost more of like humanity inflicted it on itself.
That's fucking interesting. So that's why when we see things that are just vaguely similar but something's off, that's why we're
like,
yeah.
I'm grabbing my spear. I'm getting my bow.
But I guess to sum it up, there were too many gags in that movie to make it worth anything.
Fair. I still think I would rate
Yeah.
the Hobbit trilogy an average movie. Desolation of Smaug is probably the best one.
I would say so, but even that final battle felt a little gaggy.
I mean, I would say it's like a 6 out of 10 movie.
The whole battle was loading a fucking ballista.
That's like video game 101 though.
Yeah.
Because, like, did you guys ever watch Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer?
Oh, come on. That one was...
Hey,
That's an average movie.
yeah, no, actually, that's a really phenomenal example of an average movie. But
that might do it.
I love that movie.
Oh my gosh.
It's not good, but it's enjoyable.
Pride and Prejudice and
Zombies.
So I got one. This might be my last one that I'm really kind of going in on, but this is gonna sound crazy.
Oh my gosh.
I think we need movie tie-in games again. Okay.
Ooh.
So-
Justify, because my innate instinct is fuck no.
So
There's been about
Grabbing my spear.
3, yeah.
So there's probably not necessarily a movie, but I'll say TV show also kind of counts. The Nickelodeon actually had a decent run with tie-in games. So Battle for Bikini Bottom was a phenomenal game. I have Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated on my.
It has weird sounding Mr.
X.
Krabs.
It has incredibly wrong sounding Mr. Krabs. Only Mr. Krabs bothers the fuck out of me.
He probably couldn't get
SpongeBob, me boy.
Yeah, and
an
it's
actual actor for the fucking game, because
which I don't understand why.
wait, when did that game originally come out?
Like 2006?
Oh,
Question
okay.
mark? I think it was like mid GameCube era. This is what I'm saying, right? I think that there's a place for it because one, as a person who has kids, you would understand that sometimes it's nice just to have like a game that you don't. They were like goofy and dumb. There wasn't much to them.
But you're gonna pay $80 for that?
No.
Let's not talk about
No.
current.
Yeah. No.
Let's not make it like that.
Yeah,
Let's just make it the concept.
Yeah, we'll go concept only. Execution is up to them. So here's the thing. I think that having an incredibly simple game that is tied to an IP that is popular gives your children an ability to get into gaming without necessarily either being like really just bloatware random fucking learn your ABCs game or fucking Baldur's Gate. Because we don't have like a middle area of games anymore.
It's true. We do have shovelware or,
Just like the most complex thing. Even like action games these days are needlessly complex.
We're gonna raise them kids on 2013 Call of Duty Xbox chat.
That's dangerous.
I'm
I would,
turning the kids into degenerates.
matter of fact, I would take tie-in games over Fortnite for kid gaming.
Fortnite is now the tie-in game.
Get that fucker out of here. Yeah, Sabrina Carpenter and that shit. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. I don't.
Hank Hill's in it though.
I'll take that.
I was.
But that's more for us.
Yeah,
ain't
I almost said something that'd probably be damning.
say it for all
Fair.
Here's my other thing. That kept a lot of people employed.
It did.
There was
the gaming industry had jobs that you can get outside of the AAA
Yeah,
sphere.
there was a lot of companies
Interesting.
that made their whole stake on tie-in games.
Yeah, you know what company does it now? There's two of them. Game Mill Games and Outright Games. And they're not good.
THQ was in a couple of them. THQ used to do tie-in games.
THQ was so deep in tie-in games.
They're now the remake studio.
Right?
Now, the thing that's kind of crazy is that you get a THQ tie-in game. Now, granted,
They should start remaking them.
were they ever great? No, not really. But damn, yeah, they were good. They were definitely passable games. I remember the fucking Stitch game. It wasn't Lilo and Stitch. This was a prequel. I remember the Stitch game for the PlayStation 2.
It was a third-person shooter, and it was.
I fucked with that game. A Bug's Life was a really good. A really good movie tie-in game. You know what I mean? It's like there were a Toy Story 2 goated movie tie-in.
But you want to know what sucks? Is there so many of the same thing? Like, what would you play? Avengers.
Yeah.
You know, fucking. We have the
you're
tie-in
right about
game for Dungeons and Dragons, the movie. It's Baldur's Gate. We have
it's adjacent.
now. The only thing that we need though would be a tie-in game for the Barbie movie, which has you getting arrested 6 or 7 times in the opening act. And with that, we have reached the end.
The tip.
Don't do it.
Don't you fucking do it.
I'm going to alley-oop it.
We are critical hit, and that was Krit-Takes. Freestyle rap match.
I brought my tablet because I actually had Reddit pulled up on there and I completely ignored it.
Yeah, we
fueled it ourselves. Congratulations.
we did it ourselves.
Fuck Reddit. We don't need it. We don't need trash takes from Reddit because we got trash takes of our own.
Find us wherever you find your favorite podcast, your favorite bullshit argumentative podcast. Find us on YouTube at CritTube. Find us on Krit-Takes at CritHitOfficial. New episodes every week. Hit us up weekly for that good hit crit.
Like, comment, subscribe. Ring the bell, turn notifications on, and stay up to date on everything. Critical Hit. You almost forgot to do that.
I was in full audio mode.
Yeah.
Like we aren't on the fucking screen.
Yeah.
Till next time. Don't you fucking do it!
Pinor.